Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Georgiman and I'm your friendly neighborhood anime and manga fan. I love all things anime and all things manga, and I'm here today to talk about Hunter x Hunter chapter 393. I'll start off by saying that this chapter was phenomenal. This chapter really emphasized to me what I love about Togashi, which is he's plotting the seeds of what's to come in the future. And also he's resolving some seeds that he already planted in previous chapters, and in ways that we weren't expecting. It kept it fresh. And before I begin with this chapter, let's have a little quick recap of what happened in last week's chapter. So in last week's chapter, we saw Sakura and Lynch comprehend Hisoka, and Hisoka automatically just took care of business, defeated both of them. Eventually Hisoka asked Sakura, like, well, what business do you have with me? And Sakura was like, I honestly don't know. So they end up teaming up because Sakura is obviously scared and he just wants Hisoka not to kill him, so they're teaming up for the time being, that is, or at least from what we think what was going to happen. We also saw in last week's chapter Heinrich starting to negotiate with one of the soldiers because he supposedly has information of Morena's whereabouts. So Heinrich made a deal and he said, hey, if you take me to that room, I'll pay you up front the 50 million. And so that's where we left out with Heinrich's story with the soldier as well. We also saw the Phantom Troupe that were being attacked by one of the assassins from the Hai Li family, and he went head on, just knocked in the front of the Phantom Troupe's suite, and he told them, hey, let's fight. And we ended the chapter with Nobunaga pretty much drawing his sword and saying, all right, let's fight. We also saw the underboss of the Char family, discussing about how he wishes that the Phantom Troupe and Hisoka can both eliminate each other, so they don't have to deal with the Phantom Troupe because they're not trustworthy. So they just want the Phantom Troupe to be eliminated pretty much from the equation. But yeah, those are all the things that happened in last week's chapters. So we started off this week's chapter with the continuation of where we left off, which was the assassin from the Hai Li family pretty much attacking the Phantom Troupe and telling them, hey, listen, man, we should team up. And then the Phantom Troupe was like, what are you talking about? And pretty much the assassin says, hey man, screw the world, let's kill all of them, we can do this, let me join y'all. I want to destroy the world, that's all I care for. He's just pretty much saying, like, it's, all of this is irrelevant to me, I just want to kill. And Nobunaga is like, we don't really care about any of that. And eventually the assassin is like, no, listen, man, like, come on, just team up with me, let's destroy the world. And literally within a second, Nobunaga draws his sword and just stabs him in the head and takes care of business. Nobunaga just one-shotted this dude with low difficulty. I know last week's chapter, a lot of people were speculating, like, oh, is this guy setting them up for a trap? I myself was included with that because I was like, there's no way this guy's that dumb that he just shows his net ability and begins to attack the Phantom Troupe. But I guess this guy was that stupid, which is, one of those things that Togashi likes to turn upside down on us as the audience, because we as the audience, we start speculating, like, oh my god, is it a setup? Is he just messing around with them? But no, just, yeah, what we thought was gonna happen would happen, so it was the obvious answer. And it was pretty funny because even the assassin guy was like, what? And yeah, pretty much Nobunaga says, we don't care about any of that, I'll destroy you, and just completely gets rid of him. So pretty much after that, we see the Phantom Troupe state that Hisoka is our main focus, but after we're done with that, the Hai Li family will be taken care of, because yeah, screw those guys. And that's pretty much it. Was funny. Like, the assassin guy just got completely outclassed 100%. What do you expect, man? It's the Phantom Troupe. Of course they were gonna demolish him. Especially it wasn't just Nobunaga. There was two other ones. It was Sphinx and Phaeton. So like, yeah, there was no way this guy was coming out alive. Another fun thing that we saw, that it was a follow-up from last week's chapter, was that the guy that was fanboying over the Phantom Troupe and wanted their autograph, now that he met them in person, he's like, oh man, I really hope that I get to, get all of their autographs because they're even cooler. Like, because he obviously saw Nobunaga just, he sees the corpse of the assassin, so he's even more like, oh, these guys are really the big deal. So I thought that was a cute little touch. Following that, we saw Sakura, actually, and it was funny because Sakura was actually just found in a dumpster, and we see Lynch as well, and she's like, hey, what happened, man? And he's like, you see, Hisoka told me we're gonna go watch a movie, and then the next thing I remember, I was knocked out. So yeah, obviously Hisoka got rid of him, he didn't need him anymore. So which led on to Heinrich actually, starting to look into it, and he's like, you know what, I know where Hisoka is. So he goes and confronts Hisoka, and Hisoka's just a boss, man. This dude is just chilling in this theater, like, without a care in the world. he just knows that he's untouchable. Hisoka knows that these people are living in his world, okay? So he is unscathed by any of this. And he's just relaxing, just chilling in the theater. And Heinrich steps up and he's like, hey, are you Hisoka? Is like, yeah. He's like, okay, let's talk. And Heinrich is, this is the thing, I'm starting to really like Heinrich. And he's actually becoming one of my favorite characters from this Succession War arc. Because I like the way that he's a businessman, first thing foremost. This guy goes up to Hisoka and he just states like, hey, listen, man, you being here is a lot of trouble for us. Would you mind staying in level 1 of the ship for the time being while my family and the Char family and the Highly all settle our business? Because they know that the Phantom Troupe is working with the Char family and then they're working with Heinrich themselves to eliminate Morena and them. They have a little alliance for the time being. So that's why he's trying to get Hisoka out of the picture, because he knows that Hisoka being there is no good. Nothing good will come out of it. And Hisoka just answers like, listen, man, this is fun. Like, I love the chaos. And then Heinrich is just like, I'm gonna tell you straight up, man. Like, I know I can't beat you. Like, I stand no chance against you. I stand no chance against the Phantom Troupe. But could you please just, like, let me take care of this. And after that, you can do whatever you want, man. And then Hisoka just tells Heinrich straight up like, hey, between me and the spiders, who would you bet on if it came to a fight? And he goes, well, obviously I gotta go for the spiders. It's, it's a safe bet. And Hisoka's like, okay, honest answer. I like that. And from there on, Hisoka's just like, listen, man, I won't fight, but just know if push comes to shove, I will fight them. But I'll let you have your little war thing going on for the time being. But just if I'm provoked, I will strike back. And Heinrich's like, yeah, I mean, that sounds fair. And Hisoka is just vibing for the time being, so he's in no rush to get none of this done. Hisoka is just a master at trolling, so he's just like, you know what? Might as well just relax for a bit. Like, I'm in no rush. I'll kill them eventually, kind of thing. So after that, we get to see the soldier and Heinrich and the underboss of the Char family. They all go and meet up, and they go to that room that the soldier told them that Morena most likely is in, because of the blueprints and how this room is not in the blueprint, so it's a secret room. So the soldier escorts them there, and Heinrich is like, hey, you should open the door, because obviously if it's a setup, you go first. So the soldier opens the door, and there's this random old guy. And the old guy's like, what the, oh, hi. And obviously Heinrich and the other guy, they're both like, what the heck? The soldier's like, state your name. What are you doing? What's your purpose? And he's like, hey man, I'm not armed. I'm just just relaxing, just living my life. It's like, no, come out. It's like, I'll come to me, and I'm not armed. So the soldier, they're like, okay, let's proceed. The soldier steps in, disappears. He's just gone. And obviously Heinrich and the underboss of the Char family, they're both like, whoa, what just happened? So they know something's fishy. This is a setup. 100% has to be a setup. And they know that something's fishy. So the old guy is just like, listen, man, I'm unarmed. You guys can come up close and check me. I'm not dangerous at all. So then Heinrich throws a knife at him. He's like, okay, so the knife did not disappear. That's good to know. You ain't moving anywhere. You coming to us. Like, so Heinrich knows something is going on, because obviously seems 100% like a setup. So very interesting to see where this goes. Right now, we don't know exactly what's happening in that room. Like, is it someone's net ability? What happened? The dude disappeared. Like, so many questions, and it leaves out with that. It's just, that's the end of the chapter. Early in the chapter, we also saw some of the High family, how they're leveling up, because the assassin got killed, so they want to have another emitter. And you get introduced to a couple fun characters, but overall, they're not that important. So I kind of just skimmed through that, because nothing really came out of that for the time being. So I just wanted to focus on the main things, which were Hisoka, the Phantom Troupe, the assassin, Heinrich, the Char family, and the room that they discovered, because that's the main thing of this chapter. Because right now we have a bunch of questions we don't know the answers to, and that's very fascinating to me. And I love this kind of thing by Togashi, because Togashi is the master at the mystery and suspense. So I'm wondering what happens in the next chapter. I don't know if Heinrich is done. I don't know if he'll be dead, because I listen, I've enjoyed Heinrich. I think he's awesome so far. And if they kill him, I'll be very like sad about it because he's starting to grow on me, man. He's cool. At the beginning of the Succession War, he wasn't my favorite, to be honest, but these couple of chapters, you know, he's really stepped up and, you know, proven himself as a worthy leader. If I have to guess, there's probably some shenanigans going on in that room, and I do think it was a setup. Do I think that the soldier that gave him the information was in on it? Yeah, I think it was a setup by that soldier, and he was working for Morena. I'll be surprised if it wasn't, because like, it's just way too fishy, man. Like, you get these two leaders of the families in this room and you can just dispose of them at once. Yeah, man, 100% a red flag. But with that being said, this chapter was really fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was really awesome how Nobunaga just one-shotted the guy at the beginning of the chapter. Because, you know, last week we were all speculating, like, what's exactly going to happen? Is the Phantom Troupe going to get into a setup? Like, what's happening? No, Nobunaga just took care of business one shot. So that was a very fun opening to the chapter, because I was just like, whoa. It just reminds you, like, yeah, these Phantom Troupe members are no joke, and they're gonna take care of business like without any sort of difficulty because they're just that strong. Which, you know, Hisoka's all for it. Hisoka's chasing them, and you know, he ain't scared of them. He wants to fight. But overall, good chapter. I can't wait for next week's chapter, because I think we might get the resolution to this. Hopefully we continue this plot thread and we just don't skip and go to another character, because I'm very invested right now in what's happening between the Char family, the Hailey family, and Heinrich. So I want to see what's gonna, like, I'm very invested in that room, what's happening exactly. So if they cut away to something else in the ship, I'll be like, no man, what was that? But yeah, I love this chapter. It was great. Can't wait for next week's chapter. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching and sticking all the way to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more anime and manga content in the near future. And while you're at it, comment down below, what do you guys think is going to happen in the next chapter? I personally think we're going to have a resolution to whatever is happening in that room, whether it is a confirmation that it was a setup or a new ability that's in play. But yeah, whatever you guys think is going to happen, comment down below. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.